All right, let's jump right in. We're about to explore a really powerful idea from the Harvard Business Review that might just change how you think about your work and your life. We're always told that the secret to productivity is better time management. But what if that's the wrong problem? Seriously, what if the real key to performing at your best, especially in a demanding field, isn't about managing the clock, but about managing your energy? Let's dig into how this one shift in focus can help you get your capacity back. Have you ever had this exact thought? You're in a frustrating meeting, or maybe trying to sort out a communication breakdown with a colleague, and you can literally feel yourself getting drained. Peter Bregman just nails that feeling. It's that moment where you realize you're pouring your most valuable resource, your energy, into something that's just not moving things forward. It's a universal feeling, and it's a huge red flag that our energy is going to the wrong places. And if you're feeling that energy drain, believe me, you are not alone. Not even close. Research by Tom Rath, which was shared in the Harvard Business Review, found that only 11% of people feel like they have a great deal of energy. That means a staggering 89% of us are just running on fumes. This isn't some personal failure. It's a crisis in the way we work today. So the real question is, what can we actually do about it? Okay, this right here is the big idea. This is the paradigm shift. We are obsessed with time, but you can't make more of it. You get 24 hours in a day, and that's it. It's finite. But energy? That's a totally different ballgame. As authors Tony Schwartz and Catherine McCarthy point out, energy is renewable. You can actually learn to expand it and renew it systematically all day long. So the goal stops being about squeezing more out of every hour and starts being about bringing more energy to every hour. So here's our game plan. We've talked about the crisis, so now we're going to look at the solution. We're going to break it down into 4 key dimensions of energy, all based on decades of research: the body, our emotions, the mind, and the human spirit. Think of each one as a wellspring of energy that we can learn to tap into. First up, physical energy. And we're starting here for a reason. This is the absolute foundation. If your physical energy is low, your ability to handle your emotions or focus your mind just goes right out the window. This is the fuel in your tank. What's crazy is how normal these drains have become, especially in high-pressure jobs like healthcare. You know how it is. Long hours mean less sleep. Stressful days mean you're skipping lunch or just grabbing whatever's quick. We spend hours on our feet or at a desk, totally ignoring our body's basic need to move and recover. Every single one of these things is depleting our core ability to show up and do our best work. So the solution is to get intentional by building rituals. And these aren't just nice-to-haves. They're critical for high performance. The science is really clear. Our bodies work in these 90 to 120-minute cycles called ultradian rhythms. At the end of that cycle, your energy takes a nosedive. Instead of pushing through with another cup of coffee, what if you took a real break? Just 5 minutes of walking or stretching can completely reset your system. You come back to your work with way more energy and focus. Okay, let's build on that. Our next dimension is our emotions. See, it's not just about how much energy you have, it's about the quality of that energy. Turns out peak performance is directly tied to positive emotions. And negative emotions, they're basically poison for our productivity. Under constant pressure, a packed schedule, a system that's not working, a difficult interaction, our body's default setting is fight or flight. It's survival mode. And that mode floods us with feelings like irritability, impatience, and anxiety. Just think about it for a second. When you feel anxious or annoyed, how good are you at collaborating with a colleague or having one of those tough conversations you need to have to resolve an issue? It's basically impossible. That state just drains you and completely hijacks clear thinking. But here's the good news. We can take back control, and it's with simple, powerful rituals. A few slow, deep belly breaths can actually, physiologically, turn off that fight or flight alarm. Or try this. Specifically thank a colleague for something they did. It doesn't just make them feel good. It generates positive emotions in you, too. And this last one is huge. Reframing your story. Instead of seeing a difficult situation as a roadblock, you can ask, what can I learn here? Or what might their perspective be? It's a game changer for conflict resolution. All right, on to our third dimension, the mind. This is all about where you choose to direct your energy. In today's world, our attention is under constant attack. But here's the thing. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. You think you're good at multitasking? Well, research might have some bad news for you. A single interruption, just one email ping, one notification, one quick question, can increase the time it takes to finish what you are doing by up to 25%. That switching time is a massive energy vampire. When you're constantly bouncing between patient charts, secure messages, and other tasks, the cost to your mental energy is just enormous.
So the antidote is focus. Real, deep focus. Try working in those ultradian sprints we talked about. 90 minutes of intense, single-task focus, and then a real break. Create rituals to protect your attention, like only checking your messages at certain times of the day. And this one might be the most powerful of all. The night before, decide what your single most important task is for the next day. Then, when you get to work, do that thing first, before the day's chaos can derail you.
And that brings us to our final dimension, which is arguably the most powerful and sustainable source of energy we have, the human spirit. This is the energy you get when your work actually connects with your core values and gives you a real sense of purpose. This energy source is deeply personal, right? It's about figuring out your sweet spot, the things you do where you feel totally absorbed, effective, and, well, fulfilled. It's about looking at your calendar and asking if it actually reflects what you say is important to you. And when the daily grind gets frustrating, the broken processes or the communication gaps, reconnecting with your core why, your purpose as a caregiver, can be an incredibly resilient source of motivation. Now, I know it's easy to hear all this and think it's just soft stuff, but managing your energy isn't just about your personal well-being. It has a direct, measurable, bottom-line impact on your actual performance. Let's just look at the data for a minute. In a study done at Wachovia Bank, one group of employees went through an energy management program, a lot like what we're talking about now. When they were compared to a control group, the participants showed a year-over-year revenue increase from loans that was 13 percentage points higher. For deposits, it was 20 percentage points higher. The numbers don't lie. Investing in your energy isn't selfish. It's one of the smartest, most strategic things you can do for your career. I want to leave you with this powerful thought from Greg McKeown. Think of it as a guiding principle. High performance isn't a sprint to burnout. It's a marathon. The goal isn't to completely exhaust yourself today. It's to build a sustainable pace so you can show up tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after that, strong, clear-headed, and ready to go. That's what sustainable performance is all about. So, as we wrap up, the real question comes back to you. After everything we've just covered, what is the one small ritual, just one, that you can commit to starting tomorrow? Don't try to boil the ocean and change everything at once. Just pick one thing. Because that one small, intentional choice is the first step toward taking back control of your energy, and not just your time.